your adult contemporary radio station in Zambia, connecting you to the newsmakers and events that make news in the global village.
Good evening. This is the 5FM Radio Main News. The headlines. Ministry of Education launches the Yes to Abstinence from Sex campaign. EIZ commends the government for exploring non-traditional ways of funding infrastructure projects. And Philippines ex-leader arrested on ICC warrant over drug killings. This bulletin is also live on our Facebook, 5FM Radio Zambia, and YouTube, 5FM Radio Zambia. With the details, my name is Lance Sannie Banda. Education Minister Douglas Siagalima has launched the Yes to Abstinence from Sex and No to Drugs and Substance Abuse campaign. Mr. Siagalima says this launch with the activities of the Youth Week as the government reflect on the state of young people and what they can do to shape a better future for them. He has since expressed gratitude to the Ministry of Health and the Drugs Enforcement Commission for their unwavering commitment to the well-being of the nation, for the initiative and their dedication to empowering the young people. And Mr. Siagalima says education is the cornerstone of national development and a great equalizer. He says the country cannot develop if it does not invest in the education of the people. And Ministry of Education Permanent Secretary for Education Services Kelvin Mambwe is dismayed by unknown individuals that took to social media to circulate a falsehood that some pupils at Shimabala Central Primary School in Kafue District are learning under a tree due to inadequate classroom facilities. Dr. Mambwe made his remarks following a visit to the school where he found that the pupils had temporarily been seated outside recently due to the just ended installation of solar equipment aimed at enhancing the school's educational infrastructure. He said when the unknown individual took the image recently, the administration asked learners to sit outside temporarily as a safety measure while sensitive electrical wiring was underway and lessons were in no way affected.
And this is why we have come here with my colleagues to see for ourselves what is really happening. It's actually shocking that someone would choose to take a picture of children learning under a tree other than focusing on what is going on, what improvement is coming to the school. So what was the motive? If there's a solar panel being installed, you're receiving some support in order to manage the load shedding. Why should you choose to take a photo of children who have been temporarily removed from class in order to allow for works to go on? Why should you take a picture of those instead of taking a picture of the development coming to the school? What was the motive?
The Engineering Institute of Zambia, EIZ, has commended the government for exploring non-traditional ways of funding infrastructure projects, particularly the public-private partnership model, which is innovative in Zambia. This move is crucial given the current problems in the Treasury regarding debt restructuring. Speaking during a briefing in Lusaka, EIZ President Engineer Wesley Kaluba expressed concern that the Lusaka Dual Carriageway project lacks an independent consulting engineer. Despite repeated efforts and calls to the government to appoint an independent engineer, no action has been taken. Engineer Kaluba reiterated the need for the government to place independent engineers on the project, and he emphasized that this would provide independent opinions, helping to mitigate technical risks and enhance the project's oversight and quality assurance.
The EIZ has, to this effect, also noted with deep concern that there is no independent engineering consultant on the project. Despite the several efforts and calls on government to have an independent engineer, no action has been taken. The engagement of an independent engineer, is critical in ensuring that the project is executed to the highest standard and that any deviations from the design are promptly identified and corrected before commissioning of the project. What we should strive in infrastructure development are output-based performance contracts like the OPRC project. The Road Development Agency is already implementing such kind of projects, which was initially introduced by the World Bank. In output performance-based projects, money is given to a contractor for the design and implementation. However, there's always an independent engineer who ensures that the actual works are measured against the design, and then any deviations thereof corrected.
Newly appointed Lusaka Province Permanent Secretary Joe Kalusa has been formally introduced to senior management at the provincial administration with a call to attend zero audit queries at the Parliamentary Accounts Committee, PAC. And Lusaka Province Minister Sheu Muliata, who officially introduced Engineer Kalusa to provincial senior management, called for all departments to work efficiently in saving the province. Mrs. Muliata encouraged teamwork and unity at the provincial administration as they are ingredients to pull in one direction and save the people of Lusaka better. She urged senior management to support the new PS the way they supported his predecessor, Robert Kamalata, who was recently relieved of his duties by President Hakainde Hichilema. The minister also called on senior management at the province to support the new PS. And Engineer Kalusa, in his address, said one of his priorities is to work towards having zero audit queries for the province at PAC, as it is not good to have avoidable audit queries. Engineer Kalusa warned that he will not be signing any documents for approval if they lack proper justification, because such situations cause unnecessary audit queries at PAC. This is according to a statement issued by Lusaka Provincial Administration Principal Public Relations Officer, Logic Lukwanda. And in other news trending this evening, as Zambia prepares to commemorate Youth Day on March 12, 2025, under the inspiring theme Voices Amplified, Innovation Ignited, the Republican Progressive Party RPP proudly joins the nation in celebrating the extraordinary transformation taking place among young people. The media initiative of On School Health, MISH, has extended its gratitude to the Ministries of Health and Education, as well as key stakeholders such as healthy learners, for their commitment to funding and implementing the school health program. Up next, the business news.
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
The Lusaka City Council LCC is taking enforcement action against illegal roadside vending after a 7-day notice expired. Lusaka City Council LCC Public Relations Manager Chola Mwamba says business owners selling quarry, sand, and blocks along roadsides are urged to relocate to designated sites immediately. Ms. Mwamba says selling along roads is prohibited as it compromises road safety and contravenes council guidelines. She says despite previous warnings, some business owners have refused to comply, leaving the council with no option but to clear the roadsides of all illegal vendors. She says the enforcement action will involve the removal of goods and equipment, and Ms. Mwamba has emphasized that selling merchandise along roadsides is not only illegal, but also poses a significant risk to motorists and other road users. She therefore says affected business owners are advised to relocate their operations to the designated areas to avoid disruptions.
The council emphasizes that selling merchandise along roadsides is not only illegal but also poses a significant risk to motorists and other road users. Therefore, affected business owners are advised to relocate their operations to designated areas to avoid disruptions. The council is committed to maintaining a safe and orderly environment for all citizens.
Ends the business news, and now in foreign news, Philippine police have arrested former President Rodrigo Duterte after the International Criminal Court ICC issued a warrant accusing him of crimes against humanity over his deadly war on drugs. The 79-year-old was taken into police custody shortly after his arrival at Manila Airport from Hong Kong on Tuesday. Latest reports from local media say he is on board a private jet on the airport tarmac, and earlier his daughter said he was being forcibly sent to The Hague in the Netherlands, where the ICC sits. And in sports news, on his 18th birthday, Rafinha sat alone in his tiny room in Florianpolis, staring at his phone. No messages, no calls, no offers. Injured and out of the Avel under-20 team, he was on the verge of giving up. Football had been his escape from the favelas of Brazil's Porto Alegre, but now it felt like a dead end. His dream was slipping away, and for the first time, although by no means the last, he wondered if he was chasing something that was not meant for him. And now, the weather.
Class Econ Roofing Africa.
Class Econ Roofing, plot 17100 off Katanga Road, 150 meters from Mumbwa Road, Chinika Industrial Area, Lusaka. Class Econ Roofing. Class plus economy.
Class Econ. Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ.
Most parts of the country this evening are mainly cloudy, slightly windy, and warm to hot with rain and thunder. Temperature is ranging between 27 degrees Celsius to 34 degrees Celsius. Ends our weather report, and that item brings us to the end of the news. But before we go, a recap of the stories that made headlines. Education Minister Douglas Yagalima has launched the Yes to Abstinence from Sex and No to Drugs and Substance Abuse campaign. The Engineering Institute of Zambia AIZ has commended the government for exploring non-traditional ways of fundraising infrastructure projects, particularly the public-private partnership model, which is innovative in Zambia. And finally, Philippine police have arrested former President Rodrigo Duterte after the International Criminal Court ICC issued a warrant accusing him of crimes against humanity over his deadly war on drugs. For more news, follow us on Facebook, 5FM Radio Zambia. On behalf of the entire news crew and the technical department, thank you for listening to the Happy World of 5FM. Stay safe and stay tuned to 5FM Radio. My name is Lance Sannie. Have a blessed evening.